Clark, Executive Director of Communications, will introduce the honorees.
Thank you, Dr. Schmeiser, members of the community, members of the board. This evening we will be honoring a staff member as an bilingual educator leader of the year, and also several of our partners who help provide supplies for our students. So we'll start with Mr. McKay, John McKay, Director of the Language, Culture, and Equity. Come this way, John. Over here. And Mr. Daniel Gallegos, who is the recipient of the 2017 Colorado Association for Bilingual Education Educational Leader of the Year. Did I get that right?
Say it in Spanish
No,
now.
no, señor.
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Board of Education, Dr. Schmeiser. It is my privilege to be able to, I guess, introduce Daniel Gallegos. For anyone that knows Daniel, he makes us better today than we were yesterday. We are mission-driven of educating every child every day, and because of Daniel's great work in ensuring equitable services for kids, he is the reason that so many students are able to achieve their dreams. And he's been in this district for 15 years. He is a practitioner that knows so many students in the community. You cannot go out with Daniel to get lunch without finding parents or students who recognize his great work as well. I had the fortune of, introducing this award to Daniel at our English Language Development Teachers meeting last week, and the teachers recognize him as well as a great steward of our community, as well as, I guess, a word of hope for lots of students. And so it's with great pleasure that we do recognize Daniel. And so CABE, the Colorado Association of Bilingual Educators, has recognized Daniel as the Educational Leader of the Year Award because of his educational leadership role in Poudre School District and ensuring that he is always working towards equitable service for kids. So with that, I present to you Daniel Gallegos.
Thank you. I have a few words to share with everybody. Primero en español, but this will be a bilingual message. En 1998, yo hice mi práctica en la escuela bilingüe Harris con Jim Ogen y Lawrence Spengler Young. Después de enseñar primer grado en Greeley, conseguí el trabajo de mis sueños como maestro en Harris. Fue la directora Julie Shiola que me ofreció mi primera oportunidad de liderazgo como un asistente para ella en Harris. En esos tiempos se trataba de maestros tomando responsabilidades extras como subdirector por un pequeño sueldo extra, pero no me importó el dinero, sino fue la experiencia que me atrajo. Mi siguiente oportunidad llegó en 2008, cuando el distrito cambió sexto grado a la secundaria y yo me cambié también a la secundaria a Lesher. Dr. Tom Dodd me encargaba como coordinador del programa bilingüe, servicios de inglés y también para el programa de bachillerato internacional. Después de 7 años en Lesher, John McKay me convenció a salir del salón para ofrecer y empezar a trabajar como especialista del distrito. Agradezco a Julie Shiola, a Tom Dodd y a John McKay por tener confianza en mí y por ofrecerme tantas oportunidades como líder. Ustedes han contribuido mucho a mi desarrollo personal. In 1998, I did my student teaching at Harris Bilingual Immersion School under the supervision of Jim Ogen, who is still in the district. I think he's our most senior member still, and Lawrence Spengler Young. In 2002, after teaching first grade in Greeley for 4 years, I landed the job of my dreams at Harris Bilingual. I taught both of Mr. Donovan's kids as well there. It was Julie Shiola that gave me my first taste of leadership as her assistant at Harris, and in those days, the assistant principal really was just extra duty that teachers took on for a extra small pay, one-time pay at the end of the year. But it wasn't the money that attracted me, it was the opportunity. My next leadership role would come in 2008 when Dr. Tom Dodd invited me over to extend the dual language program to Lesher. There I was charged with leading the dual language program, English language development, and even the IB program for a little while. And after 7 years, John McKay invited me to become a specialist for English language development for all of the secondary schools and bilingual schools in the school district. So I thank Julie Shiola, Tom Dodd, and John McKay for recognizing and having confidence in me as a leader, and for giving me opportunities. You have contributed to my role as a leader today. Sin embargo, aunque yo no enseño clases en el salón como maestro en una escuela, Yo hago todo en mi carrera para mis estudiantes y para mis familias. Aunque mis directores me han dado las oportunidades, yo me dedico a mi trabajo por el bien de mis estudiantes y para impresionarles a ellos y a sus padres. La influencia que tengo entre mis colegas no compara con la influencia y obligación que yo siento hacia los estudiantes y sus familias. Ustedes me animan a seguir adelante para lograr. Al terminar con mi práctica en Harris, mi profesor, Dr. Ernie Andrade, me comentó: tienes talento para ser maestro, Daniel. Es tu responsabilidad compartir este regalo con todos. Aún más, tú eres un modelo para los latinos. Es tu obligación ser un buen líder y animarlos a realizar su potencial. Nunca me han olvidado esas palabras y me esfuerzo cada día para cumplir con esta obligación. A mis estudiantes y a mis padres estoy siempre a sus órdenes. Even though I am not in the classroom, or a classroom teacher in my current position, I continue to do everything in my career for the benefit of my students and their families. And while it was principals and directors that gave me these leadership opportunities, I dedicate myself to my profession to impress my students and their families. The obligation I feel towards my students and families drives me to continue to improve and to succeed. At the end of my student teaching experience at Harris, my UNC student teacher supervisor, Dr. Ernie Andrade, told me, "You have a talent for teaching, Daniel. It is your responsibility to share that gift with us. But above that, you are a role model for Latinos. It is your obligation to lead them and to show them their potential." I've never forgotten these words, and I strive to meet this obligation every day and in everything that I do. I am in humble and grateful service to you, the students, and the families. Thank you, board. Thank you, cabinet. Thank you, John. Y gracias a todos.
I had an opportunity to work with Daniel when our board met with parents, community parents at Holy Family Church, and it was just an amazing evening of bilingual communication, gathering information from a lot of the parents whose kids attend our schools on how to deliver what we do better, our curriculum, our services, just everything. It was just fun working with Daniel because I can understand Spanish well. I'm just not very good at speaking it anymore, and he was really great at speaking it. So we worked as a pretty good team. It was a lot of fun. He's an amazing human being and a legend at Lesher.
Thank you.
You're going to want to shake your head.
Oh.
You're going to want to shake
Do
your
I
head.
go up and shake it?
Yeah,
Oh.
there you go. After this? Yes, we're going back. Sorry. I apologize, my order was out on my piece of paper. So now we're going to talk about Supplier Students. So Ms. Beth Higgins is our Community Partnership Coordinator, and with her this evening she has several of our partners who work collaboratively to ensure that our students do not go without supplies at the beginning of the year. So Beth, if you and your partners would like to come up and you can say a little something and introduce them.
Come on, partners. Partners, come up. Thank you, Danielle. Good evening, Board, Dr. Schmeiser, Cabinet, and the community. Thank you so much for welcoming us this evening so that we can appreciate our Supplier Students partners. The Supplier Students program is a community partnership that provides school supplies to our kids most in need. This year, our partners, in conjunction with the partnership office, supplied 7,000 backpacks, or the equivalent in supplies, to students throughout the district. It's really a remarkable feat. So I want to just say just a little bit about this. You know, usually when we talk about Supplier Students, we talk about the importance of having our students start off on the same footing as their peers. And we know that that leads to success. But I want to challenge you tonight to think of just a slightly different way. I want you to think about that promise of possibility that comes with these supplies. So think about when you were in school. Think about that magic at the very beginning of the school year when you were getting your supplies together. And maybe for you, like for me, it was covering my textbooks in a brown paper bag. It was finding that colored notebook that matched my colored pen, and maybe organizing my entire binder by period and class by color. Maybe you did that too, I don't know. But there was a magic, and that magic was that possibility of what was to come in the year ahead. This year I'm going to be neat. This year I'm going to turn in my work on time. This year I'm going to pass math. Sometimes it worked out and sometimes it didn't, but it was that magic of the possibility. And that is the same magic that these kids get with their supplies this year too. So when they get that pristine notebook with that perfect cover and all those white pages, and they get those perfectly sharpened pencils and those crayons that are all exactly the same length, they feel that same sense of possibility. It's the possibility that they're going to learn arithmetic or maybe photosynthesis or French. It's the possibility that maybe this year they'll make a new friend in the playground or in a club or in athletics, or it's maybe just the possibility that they'll get through the year. But that possibility is always there. And by the end of the year, when that notebook is tattered and ripped up and the spiral part doesn't work anymore and you can't really open it and pencils are down to the nubs and the only crayon left in the box is the white one, when those kids get to that point, they can look back on their year and they can feel a sense of pride or a sense of achievement or maybe even a sense of relief. But they still have the possibilities ahead of them. And that first day of school, we all know the saying. First day of school, every student is a straight A student, and every student has perfect attendance. What hasn't been written yet is still possible. Not only do we want to thank our partners tonight for providing the tools that our kids need for success, but I think we need to thank them for providing that promise of possibility as well. So, with that, I will welcome everybody up. So as I call your name, come on up to get your certificate. Kathy Pfeiffer with CSU's School is Cool program. This August, School is Cool distributed 2,518 backpacks to nearly every single school in the district. They are in their 26th year. Thank you, Kathy. David Williams. David is with Otter Cares. They do the Pack to School program. This year, Pack to School welcomed families from all over the district and handed out 1,926 backpacks to kids of all ages. So thank you, David. Serena Robb with Realities for Children. Realities distributed 500 backpacks to kids through their partner agencies across the district. We have Chris and Don Soltis. Both Chris and Don are with Intel, with the Employee Giving Program. Intel and their associates donated about 103 backpacks and quite literally a truckload of supplies, because I helped unload the truckload, so I can say quite literally a truckload. I also want to point out that the daughter of one of their coworkers asked her friends to bring school supplies instead of birthday gifts this year. So philanthropy and Intel goes very deep. So thank you. And Hanna Gregory. Hanna is with Volunteers of America. Volunteers of America partnered with Bright Horizons in Fort Collins and in Loveland to collect approximately 4,400 items. So that includes pencils, notebooks, erasers, everything you can think of to distribute to kids across the community. So that was a very big haul as well. So thank you, Hanna. And then one other partner that wasn't able to make it, but I want to give her a shout out, is Tony Bowe with Front Range Village. This year, Front Range Village contacted the partnership office and offered to do a Stuff the Bus event, and we were able to pull that off. So for 2 weekends over their summer concert series, we stuffed a school bus. We started with a small bus, because, you know, you got to start somewhere. So we started with a small bus. This year we collected 45 backpacks through that program and a bunch of supplies as well. So we're really excited to see how that partnership will go forward as well. So thank you again to all of our Supplier Students partners, and thank you all this evening. Have a great night.
This is a very fine moment. I'd like to thank all of you on behalf of the board and let you all know that board members have a kind of a special opportunity, because we're often in school the first day, and I've in some cases been in a school the day before when a lot of kids are coming in to find out where their room is and all that sort of stuff. And you see all these kids coming in fully garbed up for the session, bringing everything in that they're going to need for the year. And there's so much hope. And you can see for a lot of these kids, it's going to be a very special experience, and these folks have made it more special. And I guess I could say in a way that you watch those kids come in, first day, full of hope, properly equipped, and there's real glide to their stride, and they're very happy. Thank you.